David versus Goliath as Goliath triumphs. Mamelodi Sundowns losing the Carling Knockout Cup final on Saturday to MacG FC. And Champions League, Betway Premiership and Premier League return. This is Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway. Get way more ballers. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, if you are joining as a new user on the Betway app, use the affiliate code Onside ZA. It helps us out a lot. Joining me on the show today, Mr. Len Moleko.
What do you do?
Tepi Worldwide.
Hi, darling.
Hello, darling.
May I ask?
Yes.
Is it not David who won?
Yeah, David.
David won. Did I say Goliath won?
Yes.
David won.
Yes, it's David.
The Goliaths
David?
lost.
David Beckham.
I mean, in the greatest
David
scheme
MacG.
of things, the analogy. yeah.
Okay. David Lassen.
David Chipazeze.
Uh-huh.
And everybody's favorite super sub,
Angu.
Danko. So, we did live stream and do a watch along for the Carling Knockout Cup final.
How was it, guys, without me?
So
It was so beautiful.
So nice.
It was so beautiful.
No, you were sorely missed.
I think Tepi,
Tell
he's
me.
talking from a football perspective
Uh-huh.
that it was a beautiful day.
But I said without me.
You were missed.
Was I, though?
It was beautiful. You were missed. I don't know. I'm speaking for myself.
Of course.
Yes, they can speak for themselves.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and that's
Yeah.
why,
Sure.
you know what, Maleko? I've missed you too, my friend.
Okay. Did I say I missed you? But anyway, as we move along, David.
Okay, so Carling Knockout Cup. Obviously, MacG crowned champions in that one.
Guys, I said it, though.
Killed my bet slip
I said it.
in 90 minutes.
I
I was
said
a
it.
fool. Remember, I did say I was going to put 50 or 100 bucks
Yeah.
on MacG to win. I did not do it.
I
I
said it.
regret it.
I said it.
Odds of 6 on that one would have been good returns.
Yeah.
Look,
Good result.
I think we said a lot about that match on our watch along on Saturday. Sundowns just can't they can't close the deal.
Yeah, they penetrated the MacG FC defense once and they scored once. Otherwise, they couldn't penetrate. They were terrific in the build-up play. It was just that final ball was missing for Sundowns on the day. Didn't create enough chances in the box. And most of those shots at goal that they took were from long range.
And with Larson, from a strategy perspective, from a tactician perspective, I think he sat down and he knew how he was going to defeat Sundowns.
I think at the break, he improved the side a lot. I think in the first half, they were run over completely. In the second half, they improved a lot and they turned the game around. And
Okay,
you have
but can
to
we
hand it to
also
the
say,
manager there.
guys, because this competition has been running for a couple of weeks, and I said this in the beginning that MacG looks like they want it more than everyone else. Obviously, we do not have enough foresight, because who is MacG in the greater scheme of things, right? Obviously going up against a Mamelodi Sundowns, but I'd anticipated this. It looked as though before they even went as far as playing that match, I did say that MacG looks as though they've got the chops. They look as though they are the ones who wanted more. The reality is that, and I keep on saying this, that Mamelodi Sundowns sometimes have bigger fish to fry, much bigger. And we're not even talking continental sometimes. In this case, it's even international. So yes, it is a loss, a great one at that. But, I mean, are they losing sleep over it?
I think, look, Sundowns dominated in terms of all of the stats anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like they didn't try.
Yeah.
They played a good football game. The switches of play in particular, we spoke about it all the way through the game. Beautiful switching of play, able to push that defense, shift them around, but unable to penetrate on the day. Once again, earlier today, CAF Champions League action, Mamelodi Sundowns hosted Maniema Union, a 0-0 draw, having had 17 shots. 5 on target, 77% possession. Sundowns are dominating games and unable to finish it off.
What do we say?
You're not going to, if you don't go for target, you're not gonna score. It's as simple as that. Goals win you games, and we are now second game where you find the Mamelodi Sundowns unable to convert chances. 17 shots at goal. That is quite sizable.
That is substantial.
Compared to the output.
Tell me when last you saw a 0-0 game
Or
with
like
that many
off.
shots from one team.
There's a team that plays in England that's coached by a certain Spaniard, but we'll get there.
Shame.
We'll get there. Other CAF Champions League action happening today. Orlando Pirates playing tonight, 9 p.m.
Well, now I think
Now?
the game just started.
Oh,
Just
well,
kicked
it
off
just
now.
kicked off. That's right.
Yeah.
In fact, I think Pirates just scored. I just got a notification on my.
They did.
Nkota just scored. Yes.
Does it
It's
surprise you?
1-0 to Orlando Pirates. So
Would you be shocked?
Would it be sure?
Are we going there again?
Pose the
There
question,
he
my
goes.
friend.
There he goes. There he goes.
If I tell you,
Would you be shocked? Wow. Okay, Orlando Pirates leading in the opening CAF Champions League game of the season.
And they're playing away, so that's very
They're
impressive.
playing away. That is impressive. And Coach Jose, he's got the experience on the continent.
Not much. Not
Relatively.
sufficient. His first ask on the continent was him getting knocked out by Jwaneng Galaxy. I think he
Yeah,
only played
Botswana,
one of the qualifying games. And at the second time of asking, he managed to go through that hurdle. And we find now Orlando Pirates is actually playing in the group stages of the Champions League. And for them to be leading away from home is quite remarkable, because I can't remember if it was you or Super Sub who was saying, as strong Pirates, as strong Chiefs, as strong Sundowns
Me.
makes for a good, or could have been you.
Me. It was.
I missed that. Like
You missed
didn't miss
her.
you. It makes for a good Bafana.
of
Yes,
course, I agree with you.
Yes, I agree. Just a bit of a rundown. They are in Group C. At the top of the log right now in Group C, Al Ahly is in first position with 3 points. Obviously, Orlando Pirates is playing against CR Balazodad, and they are currently on 3 points. And then we have Balazodad, and there's also Stade d'Abidjan.
Yeah, Ivory Coast is from Ivory Coast.
Yes,
That's team, yeah.
sir. Yes.
Yes. So I mean, on the basis of that, starting a Champions League journey with a win. Obviously, they're leading now. They're not winning the
Potential
game.
win.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
game of football is 90 minutes. We all
Yeah.
know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Of
We'll
course.
keep up with that one as it goes along. Betway Premiership action currently live as well. TS Galaxy 3-0 up against Kukune United. Turning a corner, TS.
Guys, can I say something?
New broom.
Was there, okay, new broom, granted, but was there a sense of either being slovenly, lacking ambition, lacking the wanting to do some things? I'm referring to the ex-coach of TS Galaxy who's coaching now. Who's he coaching now here on the continent?
Young
Africans.
Young Africans, right? Is there some sort of, he just was just like, I'm not doing this thing? Because it's impossible for you to be coaching a team that is not the best, obviously. But I mean, it's a formidable team, and they were not able to win a single game since the beginning of the season. And then it's departure, and then suddenly there's a new, somehow, front of TS. Was it sabotage to an extent, guys? Or am I just seeing things?
They finished well last season.
Yeah,
But
look.
they started
the season really poorly.
Yes, there's a number of teams.
What is that?
It's us. We can sit here and say that there's a lack of ambition with Gavin Hunt because he hasn't started the season well.
Yes, but Gavin has at least won or drew a match or so. They did not. What has TS Galaxy, while they started the entire season, done? Gavin is at least halfway. They were literally kissing the relegation zone.
Yeah, look, that's football for you. You know, sometimes change of scenery just helps.
Is
you
it
know?
not also just the person being like actually deuces?
No,
I
it's
th-
new
I think-
broom.
I think I think it's new broom, and also I
probably
think
lost the
Siad
dressing
is quite a passionate coach, you know, and the results were not coming, and I think he did an honorable thing and then just say, you know what, maybe my methods are no longer working in the team. Let me go try my method elsewhere.
Maybe he knew that there's potentially something that's coming for him already. I mean, it does not just happen.
He's been wanted
overnight.
for a while now.
I was gonna say because there was something potential
in
for
Morocco,
him in Morocco.
he was
You know,
wanted a while
so he was just
ago.
like, can I? You know how sometimes you are in a job, right? And you have 6 months remaining in your contract, and you know that you're moving to this place you've always wanted to work in, and you're just doing it for the sake of, let me just finish this.
I don't think that was the case.
Okay.
I think with Siad, and he did mention that there's a lot that I want to achieve with TS Galaxy, but it's just that the tools that I'm being given
Lack of
are
even.
not allowing me to actually execute to the best of my ability. So I think it's best I go elsewhere. And that's why his assistant took over. And maybe the assistant has ambition to work with the little tools that he's been given, and he will try. Well, he's already started well,
Clearly.
right? So let's see. May long it continue for TS Galaxy,
So he wanted an automatic drill and they gave him a hand drill.
basically.
Well, across other fixtures in the Betway
Interesting.
Premiership now, currently SuperSport and Chipper United still locked level at 0-0. That's in the 81st minute. And Royal AM take an early lead against Golden Arrows.
Those ones just know how to nick a living, eh?
It's a KZN situation.
Ish. It's sad, man. And with everything that is hanging over their head, you know.
And I use the word nick I used it purposefully.
Wait, wasn't Golden Arrows the team that got that millionaire who came in and injected some money into the team? Was it
No,
Golden
that's
Arrows?
Richards Bay. You think
Oh,
Richards
Bay.
Bay?
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Golden Arrows
Is
is
it
It's
owned
Mato.
by the chairman.
in my head.
Mama,
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Mama,
by the
the
CEO.
other CEO of the PSL.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
You were right.
I was right with what?
She's a chairwoman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Speaking of chairman, he started again at number 10.
How many passes?
He's cooking, that man. Yeah, that guy can't position himself for shit.
This is a family show. But yeah, look, despite everything that's happening with Royal AM, boardroom stuff, heard a report earlier today that Nokovic is GAT fall with Royal AM.
Naturally.
He
As
wants
he
his
should.
money. And I think he's giving them until next week, if I remember that report
What
correctly.
happens thereafter?
They will end up giving him the status. Like I take.
Or they'll give him the CEO to own the CEO. So what happens is that he mentioned that then if they do not pay him what is owed to him, then he's gonna take it via the PSL and via FIFA, which is what I think the PSL was avoiding, because should it become a case that Royal AM are not able to pay that money, and they get docked points or they get suspended, it then brings the league into disrepute because there will be 15 teams,
And that's,
and the league does not need.
yeah.
They don't need that smoke. So my advice is sell a couple of Bentleys and Louis Vuitton bags and just give Samir his
Then you
mind.
start to even question. I mean, you know how, guys, you know, the one thing that I have sort of learned is that how, for example, you know, there's a list that comes out and they say this person is worth $10 million, for example, 10 million rands. And they don't have that money in their bank account,
in
right?
assets.
They
It's
have
assets,
it in assets. And even that is in inverted commas sometimes, because it could not really be that value. It could not really be something that is tangible at that point. So then you start to question, and this is just me speculating, right? Is there money really to pay this guy? Because I think, and I believe that the owner, I'm not talking about the chairman, I believe the owner of the team, and she's a businesswoman, and I respect her. I've spoken with her, and she's a respectable businesswoman. And I don't see her wanting to find herself in this position where she is compromised and who now everyone is looking at her in a different light. So I wonder if there really is a monetary challenge.
There's not enough rulers, pens, and desks that she can venture into.
In class.
Yeah.
I love how
Well,
you
this
did
is the
that.
return of Betway Premiership action. And with the return of Betway Premiership action, you also get the return of the 4-to-score promo with Betway. We're going big for the Betway Premiership, giving you a free chance to win a share of 50,000 Rand every week in the 4-to-score promo. Place any bet on the Betway Premiership to earn a ticket. That's your free entry. Visit the 4-to-score page on the Betway app or site. Use your ticket to pick the first team to score per fixture across 4 fixtures. You can also use random pick to auto-generate the selection for you. Simply click confirm after that, and you'll also have the option to add your selections to a bet slip. The 4-to-score predictor resets every week with 4 new fixtures, and you can view the results on the 4-to-score page. Terms and conditions apply. That's your share of 50,000 Rand every week throughout the Betway Premiership season.
It's some good money for the face of
Plus,
season.
December,
friend.
boss.
Exactly.
You need it. Yo.
Exactly.
Days.
Like
That will come in
50K.
handy.
Isn't 50K like lobola?
Eh?
What? Okay.
Nah.
It's okay,
Yes,
I'm
Marco.
not getting married. So 50K is
It's too little to pay. Lobola,
the deposit on a new car.
we started at 100K and
Who are
above.
you marrying, Beyonce?
No,
Okay,
no.
Marco.
Well,
Whoever that's gonna get married. Anyway, as we
whoever
move along. Yes.
adds
You see,
contribution.
married guys are very quiet.
Ooh.
We don't engage in such debates.
Yeah, you can't engage in those debates because you're already married. Get it?
Okay, so Betway
Yeah, that was
Premiership
smooth
action coming up. I want to wrap up our look ahead. There's more Betway Premiership action obviously coming beyond tonight's fixtures. As those scores still remain locked in the way they were as we discussed earlier. Tomorrow night, Kaizer Chiefs, Richards Bay, a chance for Kaizer Chiefs to get some of those games in hand that they've been sitting on.
The biggest team
What is their
on the
deficit right now
continent.
in terms of games?
They're 3 games behind the others in the league.
Because they were busy winning trophies, guys. Like just allow.
Yo, the
The biggest
cupboard
team-
is full.
Touch that table.
Coveted
Touch
wooden
wood. The biggest team on the continent.
No,
Yeah.
but like 2
That's what
trophies
Chiefs
in
was
2
winning.
months, my friend. 2 trophies in 2 months is a lot.
You know?
It's
Tell me of which team in this country that has done that.
only Kaizer Chiefs.
Let's give credit where it's due.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they've been winning those woods.
Nizoze nithi bhoti.
playing golf.
But like Chiefs, Richards Bay, but Chiefs, I think this will be a time for them to obviously catch up on the points. Also put them.
D-Dub says 3 points in the back.
But Richards Bay is stubborn.
I know they are.
Truta is not easy to beat, guys.
By the way, you know, as much as Richards Bay might not have your conventional go-to squad, I guess, I'm not even saying this in a bad way, but they have an excellent coach. And I still believe that Nabi still has so much more to do with the boys at Kaizer Chiefs. And it might take him even more than we had anticipated for him to figure this thing out. I mean, the fact that even when they won the other cup, because they...
The Toyota Cup.
it was a draw, wasn't it? And they went to penalties,
Yes.
correct? That is an indication, right? That they're still not where they need to be.
But it's a case of you've got Kaizer Chiefs again, new broom, new technical staff,
Yeah.
new players that came into the side. They need to almost gel.
Yeah.
They need to have that chemistry. It's an ongoing process. I think if I was a Kaizer Chiefs, I'd be less worried than if I was a Sundowns, because you almost expecting a Sundowns to be.
And well-oiled machine.
Thank you very much. But the signs, there
Yep.
seems to be
There's
like
cracks.
nyana da.
You
And,
reckon?
you've got a Pirates who they're not showing cracks outside of the bleep that they had.
I feel like Orlando Pirates
in
has
the
cracks,
culling.
but they have like that silicone to cover their cracks up a
Polyfill.
bit. There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Right? But for Chiefs, I think it's a process that needs to be given time. And that's something that I think a lot of Kaizer Chiefs fans throughout the previous seasons have not had the patience to have. That is why Kaizer Chiefs, I think, bar Chippa United, has had more coaches in the past 6 years than any other side.
So wait, guys, does
But
that
also-
mean? Sorry, very very quickly, my friend. Are we not expecting football lovers or people that follow football who have been supporting a Kaizer Chiefs, for example, for 2 decades, to understand the simple logic of that? There is this new broom, and it needs to do certain things and not have high expectations. Why is it so hard?
Modern
Not when there's
football.
banter.
So banter, modern football, it
Instant
almost
gratification.
demands. Yeah, it almost demands instant gratification.
Results.
Results. You need
And
to
betting
hit
doesn't help, or does?
you need to hit the ground running. I don't care. From the onset, you need to win. And unfortunately, with a team as big as Kaizer Chiefs, historically legacy team, that's what you expect.
But do they not also like somehow have come to terms with the fact that how long has it been? How many years has it been that the cupboards are kind of full now. I mean, they got 2 trophies in 2 months, but when did they really get like something substantial?
It was the league title that they won with Stuart Baxter, I think.
That's the last one they won.
How long ago
Because
was
they
this?
came close with Middendorp when they lost it to
Baroka on the final day.
Drew with Baroka in the final day.
How long ago was this?
That was during
2017.
COVID, about 2-3 seasons. No, it was 2020. It was during COVID. There were no fans at the stadium. It was during COVID.
Was it during COVID?
Yes, it was during COVID.
Okay, granted, during COVID. So
You sure
are
it
they
wasn't
not?
just the Sundowns match?
From earlier on today. Apparently that match had social distancing measures. That's what Super Sub told us.
What does that even mean?
Why
Super
you
Sub, were you
saying-
there, friend?
I'm coming from somewhere very nice.
Where did you go?
So he said like, no. But anyway, we digress.
So anyway, so they don't know that, oh, by the way, this is a thing. Our team is not where it needs to be. Our team has been struggling for so long. Our team right now is rebuilding. And they're just going on like headless
I think
chickens.
that fans become, first of all, Kaizer Chiefs fans are always going to be expectant of results. But I think that you can get away with some bad results if the quality of football is there, or if they can see your vision. But if fans can't see your vision and you're not getting results, why should they be patient with you?
So
That's
in
fair.
that regard, are you saying if you were a Mamelodi Sundowns fan and things are going the way they're going, you'll be like, it's fine. We've got 17 shots on target. I see the vision, but the points are not coming. The trophies are not coming.
But you're
it's
better off
fine."
as a Sundown supporter as opposed to a Kaizer Chiefs supporter in this case, aren't you?
No, granted, because the Sundowns,
Yeah.
it's almost, in the words of Bane from Batman, victory seems like it's defeating them.
Yes. Because sometimes you are a hero in your story until you become
But we're
the villain.
talking very early, guys. We're talking very early. I mean, Sundowns surely still favorites to
Yeah.
go on and win the league.
No, granted.
Yeah, I've got a quick question. What did you make of Mangova's interview after the game, Len?
What did he say?
Singling out Mudau and whatnot. Because some people did not take kind of such.
Look, as a coach, I feel it's unwarranted for you to do interviews and blast your players in post-match interviews. If there's one thing that I learned when I read Jose Mourinho's book, I think Anatomy of a Champion.
Oh, not why England loses, of course. I'm
No,
joking.
that's the football
I
Bible.
know, I'm joking.
That one, leave that one.
Yes.
It's how Mourinho would take the punches to protect his players.
Fair.
Yeah. I think he was, look, Jose was very strategic about who to criticize when and where, etc., much like Sir Alex Ferguson was. I think that's why they had such a great mutual respect, is they had a real knack for criticizing certain players at the right time.
And you'd think, I mean, Emangoba, who works with Ujola, who is such a very, his emotional intelligence is bar. I can't, right? Like those kind of things are not needed. You'd think that Ujola would have like, dude, it's fine, we lost.
Yep.
We did not necessarily take our chances. Let's just go and congratulate MacG and we need to work on whatever niggles that we have.
I think
Okay.
I've got an opinion, right?
Sure.
And this is just my personal opinion. I think Coach Manqoba has been at Mamelodi Sundowns for the longest time. And he's been wanting to be in a position that he is on right now, right? He's in rather. And I think it sometimes overwhelms him. When he was announced as a coach, he went on to do interviews that I felt like it was not necessary, giving away tactics, how Sundowns is now gonna play, and failing to acknowledge his predecessor, and once you start doing that and things start going south, the fans are gonna come for you. And his arrogance, I think there's a level of arrogance, it does not help his situation as well, and all these small things sometimes works against you.
I mean,
so
even
is it a personality thing, this thing of being a
most
coach?
probably because I think if you look back historically, he's always been this type of character. Historically, unfortunately for the longest time, because of the dual coach or triple coach,
A try or die.
yeah,
Yes.
threesome coaches, whatnot.
Okay.
It was Rulani who spoke,
Yeah.
not him. So we never really got to
hear him
hear
speak.
He's probably
much.
been that way the whole time.
All right.
Yeah.
So now we're starting to see that. And I mean, if Ujola spoke, do you think he would have actually spoke in that manner about?
We don't even know how he speaks.
There's a
That's
lot
the
of thing- There's a
thing.
lot of things that he things like when he went out, manage your affairs, I'll manage.
Exactly.
All those kind of things. It just shows a sign of arrogance, in my view, and that always work against you.
I agree.
Unfortunately,
Emotional
Would you
intel.
be surprised? I'm going to go via
There
your
we
route.
go.
Nah? I'm going to Crypto Town. Would you be surprised if Mamelodi Sundowns were to announce that they're going to bring in another coach?
Look, they already have 3,
But you understand what I mean, right?
right? There's False, there's Jola,
Yes, but
there's Mango.
what they can do is to reshuffle. Remember what happened
That's
after
what they did,
Polokwane?
yes.
Not the ANC Polokwane. When Pirates beat
What?
Sundowns,
What?
Yes.
they reshuffle.
Yes.
So it's-
There was still a reshuffle after Polokwane, the other one. But yeah.
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the most that they can do.
But then if you
but
reshuffle,
also, do you press panic buttons? Sorry, maybe I'm taking too much.
Orlando Pirates
No,
is leading
friend, please
2-0. Just an
continue.
update.
All right, thank
Nkota
you.
scored again.
Oh, not
Nice.
surprised there.
Nice.
Would you be surprised?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Would you be shocked? Would you be shocked? Okay, so speaking of one Champions League off to another, a few fixtures tonight. Big one for a certain
Arsenal.
Len Moleko.
Yep.
Off to Lisbon in the next
Sporting, right?
half hour. Sporting, who have been terrific under Ruben Amorim. We're going to discuss him in more detail as we move to Premier League a little later on.
Are we?
Should we?
I think we've given that guy too much airtime, man. We've given Ruben too much airtime.
We'll
man.
do
feel
a
like he
small bit.
deserves it.
We'll do a small bit. But before that, Man City versus Feyenoord. A game at home. Etihad, Feyenoord, Dutch league. Look, the Dutch teams have been performing in the Champions League
Yeah.
so far this season. No walkover. It's a Champions League game. Not an easy fixture, but surely the game to turn around 5 consecutive losses.
City look like
But
they
we
don't
said
have,
this last week,
they-
didn't we?
City look like they don't have
I did.
desire. There's a.
I think they don't. They look like they don't have confidence.
there's-
But didn't the signing, I thought that him renewing his contract for another year, I believe if not 2 years, was going to somehow ignite some excitement, confidence.
Old
What
broom.
happened with
It's
that?
old broom. I think the problem with City is, and when we've been chopping and dissecting and looking
Look
at
at his
them,
face. He's so
right?
smug.
Too much.
So smug.
The moment that he's been waiting for has finally arrived.
It's so happy.
And it's just such a shame that
And I'm sorry, like I'm happy for
that
him.
slot ball is firing because it's the worst time.
Yeah, no. But we'll get to slot.
Yeah,
ball.
sure.
Look, it's as smug as I may come
seem.
across or may
Yes.
seem. A performing City is needed in the league. We don't want a club to, well, they used to run away with the league, but over the past couple of seasons, there has been level of competition between Arsenal and Liverpool, pushing them like to probably like the last two games of the season. But it's almost as if we blamed it on Rodri, and I don't think it's a Rodri thing, because you've got a Gundogan who can almost cover that position.
Who was meant to come in and do great things.
He was there. I did not see anything from him. You've got Erling Haaland, who was scoring like there's no tomorrow.
May I interject just quickly? So you know how they say now that City, because Haaland said something to Arteta, and that's the reason why karma. Anyway, continue.
Since he told Arteta to be humble, it's gone downhill.
Key players from City are just they're not show. Where's Phil Foden? He's not showing up. Where's
Fatigue?
Bernardo Silva? Not showing up.
Fatigue?
I wouldn't put it down to fatigue.
What do we call it?
I don't think
It's
fatigue.
impossible
Pep
for a
has put
person
it
to do
down
something so well for so long, and then somehow they just
Pep
can't
has
do
put
it
it down
anymore.
to fatigue, but it could be excuses. I'm curious on your thoughts here, Super Sub.
Okay, so for me, this is very simple, right?
Simple?
My analogy is simple. That's what
Okay.
I'm trying to say. City has been dominating for a longest time, right? Winning 4 Premier League titles at a row is not easy.
No one's done it before. So
No one has done it before. So majority of those players were there when that has been achieved. Some, they came when it was the second one, right? So I think mentally, some players are depleted. That combined with aging squad. Walker
He's over 30.
is 34 or 33.
Yes.
And he's put in a lot of
He's
miles
put
at
it-
his age.
Yes, and he's no longer have the pace. A player like Kevin De Bruyne, he's no longer a player that can give you 90 minutes.
The injuries haven't helped him, yeah.
Yes, players like Bernardo Silva, they're depleted. And also, if we go back to the transfer window, Pep didn't do much business, which I think it was a little bit naive on his end. Bringing only one player and
Savio
two.
and Gundogan.
And Gundogan on a free
Gundogan,
transfer,
yeah.
though. Yeah.
And Gundogan is half the player that he was when he left. And also he has aged. He no longer have the zeal that
dexterity,
yes,
yes.
that he possessed before, And I think a combination of all of those things are a result of where City is right now.
Would you say it's arrogance from Pep because he arrogantly started the season without mixing
With the
and
knowledge.
matching and making sure that, because if for argument's sake, if Haaland is not scoring, Foden is not scoring, Silva is not creating, where are you going to get the goals? I mean, you look at City, that for me, their best player has been Vadio.
Yeah,
Vardiol
Vardiol,
at the
yes.
back, yeah.
But you see, so Vardiol is a fresh blood. If you look at when Vardiol was signed, he just came.
So, yeah,
But
this
is that not a
his
decision
second
that is
season.
not only? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my friend. Very quickly, I get it. You blame Pep because, of course, he has to make those decisions. Who he needs to bring in, whatever. But where's the sporting director in this case? Do we not blame them
Trixie
as well?
left, ne?
Is it not a
They've got a
thing?
new one.
He
They've
has
got
left,
Hugo
but-
Vienna
Oh, yes,
now.
the guy who was
Yeah.
exporting
Hugo Vienna.
Lisbon.
But
Yes,
he's new.
yes,
We can't make
Portugal legend.
anything.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Okay.
fair point. But also as a manager, you need
Look,
recruitment.
I think that there's a big combination of things that have piled out here for Man City. And
Is it
I don't
115 of them.
this is one of the issues. Maybe that's why they didn't go to the
I
market as much.
doubt
But
it.
also in saying that, how does that City side that was so good, don't you think it gets to a point where it's really difficult to go to the market because you need to be improving your squad every time you go to the market? How do you improve that City squad from last year? They were so good. Like, where do you shop to improve that squad? It's really difficult. So I
Come to
think
the
that's the one issue.
continent if you
I think,
fail.
but even still,
But
it's
look,
where? Who
who
do you bring in?
Who's the boy from Sporting? You were speaking about him
Gio
earlier on.
Queres.
You could have gone to Barcelona and
But
negotiated.
there's
for,
no one's better than Erling Haaland as a number 9.
That we don't
Let's
know
be
of.
honest.
in the
Yes,
past 3
right
games.
now Gio Queres is outplaying Erling Haaland. Yes, But who's better? If we went to the summer,
If we
we
are
went to
looking
the
at
summer.
number 9s right now in the world of football, it's Haaland, it's that boy from Sporting.
No, it's Lewandowski.
I'm coming.
Lewandowski?
I'm not done counting. If you look at my fingers,
Okay.
Lewandowski.
Is it in order or random?
It's random.
Oh,
Kane.
okay.
You understand? Those are like top strikers that are firing in all cylinders.
they tried to get Kane, couldn't, got Haaland.
But why would you boost a department that is not lacking?
I agree.
But then injuries happen.
Okay, but are you
Pep
going
is-
to
is
bring
the same
in...
pla- is
You're
the same-
talking about Gyökeres, right?
Yes.
Right now, if Man City
you
could
want-
sign him, would he want to go to City
And be a bench
knowing
warmer?
that he's backup for
Just
Haaland?
like the boy that left.
Julian Alvarez,
Yes.
terrific striker. But he didn't want to stay as backup.
That was a bad sale for the record. For
Yeah,
Man
not
City,
even the
I
ego
feel.
will allow that.
Financially, it was good.
Yeah.
Financially, it was good. But Pep has got this philosophy that if a player wants to leave,
I agree fully.
he
They can
doesn't
go.
keep
I,
players.
I will not criticize Pep on this. I think it's a
don't think so.
combination of things. It was really difficult to do anything in the summer when your squad is as good as it was.
So are we
I think
saying that he still
as
has
you-
it in him?
Of course, they've
Okay.
lost a few games. It's not
5.
the end
They're
of the
still
world.
number 2.
Listen, they're second in the
I was
league.
about to make that point. How
Okay, yes,
crazy
they're
is this?
8 points behind Liverpool.
How crazy is either you are so good as a team, or the rest of the teams are as bad.
Facts.
But also,
To lose 3 games in a row and still be in the second position.
no
look,
lies.
where it boils down to, it's actually 5 games lost, but that's
In
looking
all
at different.
competitions.
That's looking at different
Talking
competitions.
about the league.
I know. I was just trying to kill the notion of the 5 games lost in the league. Yes, City lost against Bournemouth, and you can't play down
Yeah.
Bournemouth. Bournemouth has been playing.
Arsenal
they've been
lost to
playing-
Bournemouth.
They've been playing good football. City.
Also, it's the Premier League.
Yes.
Yes, and it's just unheard of. It's unheard of for a Pep and a City to go through something like this.
Well, it's
The
never happened to
spell.
Pep or
Pre-
City
precisely,
in this
and that's
era.
why it's such a conversation. It happens to other teams all the time.
But it will turn around and they'll
Yeah.
come back. It's confidence. Don't be shocked when you lose 2-3 games in a row, which can happen and it can happen to anyone. What happens to the confidence of players and how hard it is to dig yourself out of that hole?
Look, it's a case of we can go historically. We can go and look at the demise of Leeds United from where they were.
why
to
does it sound like
what
you're
happened.
talking somehow about the demise of City?
No. I'm just saying teams go through a spell. Look at Man United. Man United were a team that everybody wanted to
Marco just
support
made a face.
in the 90s and the early 2000s when they were winning titles left, right, and center.
The kingdom rises and falls.
They've had a leaking roof for the longest time. Look at Arsenal, the invincible Arsenal, during the Wenger days.
He's just holding on for dear life.
Also dwindled, but it looks like it's picking up. So even the great Real Madrid, there was a point whereby Barcelona wiped the floors with them.
In fact, even now, the beginning they were looking a bit sketchy.
Even the same Barcelona over the past couple of seasons, they went through. Bayern couldn't win a title last. Juventus, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Orlando Pirates, Kaiser Chiefs.
But it still hurts when it happens, right?
Yeah, it's great sides will come back. Man City's a fantastic football
It
team.
hurts when it happens.
I
That's if
wouldn't
they
be
don't
surprised to see them come back tonight.
That's if they don't get.
Yeah,
but we're not
Yeah. But Juventus came back from that, so don't worry. They'll do the same.
You think Super Sub can be able to come back from that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it will hurt him, but he'll be fine.
Okay.
He'll survive. Okay, Barcelona versus Brest also kicking off at 10 p.m. Not much to say there. Barcelona at home.
Brest has been doing very well, actually.
Very well. Actually, if you look at the table, they
But
are
Barca
fourth.
has been flying.
They have won 3 games and drawn 1 only. Barcelona have won 3 games and lost 1. So it's not a walkover, but
Look,
you
in the
fancy Barcelona at home to Brest.
in the Champions League, they've been keeping abreast of results.
I see what you did there.
Bayern Munich versus PSG, probably the pick of the fixtures tonight, besides maybe the Sporting Arsenal game.
Munich
Company.
Bayern at home, Harry Kane.
is banging goals.
Yeah, it's Harry
It's
Kane.
Bayern. And PSG haven't really.
They're in a transition period
Yeah.
as well. And not only are they changing managers, they're changing an entire philosophy of
Yes.
how the club is run. So they'll need some
What
time
does that
to
mean?
recover.
What are they doing exactly when you say they're
They're
changing their
changing from
philosophy?
a Galacticos side where they have superstars to building a side that's more
Authenticity?
sustainable, younger French players.
Fair.
That's what they're looking to do.
So they've stopped throwing money at the situation.
Basically,
Because it didn't help them with anything.
Yeah.
clearly.
I'd help them with everything except the Champions League. They
That's
won it
the
all.
ultimate.
They won it all. They
But
just
that's
couldn't
a
win the
Farmers
Champions League.
I was like, I mean, but let's see. I'm actually very interested to see. I would like to see Paris FC actually get promoted, and I just want to see that rivalry brew and how things are actually going to unfold, and who is going to take charge
Who's
of
got the chops?
the Eiffel Tower. It's like, okay, cool. We got this. We own this.
Or the Louvre?
So we have a look now. Arsenal versus Sporting lineups are out. Arsenal starting with a 4-3-3 formation that we see commonly from them, with Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba, and Julian Timber, with the injury obviously to Ben White,
yes.
which will affect them. But that's a good back line. Those are some good quality players. Obviously, David Raya in goal. Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, and Martin Odegaard in the midfield. So Declan Rice and Thomas Partey will be given the responsibility to contain and fill up the midfield, where Odegaard will be the creative force, trying to create goals for the front three of Gabriel Martinelli, Kai Havertz, and Bukayo Saka.
Yes.
A lot of quality in that Arsenal side. This is not an easy game for Sporting. Sporting line up with their famous 3-4-3. Shadows of Ruben Amorim still sitting there in Lisbon.
And it won't just die out easily, right?
No, they'll continue
Yeah.
under that same philosophy.
Yes.
They've won every game in the league. They're scoring goals for fun.
Yeah.
And if it's not broken, don't fix it, right?
Facts.
Or 3-4-2, similar sort of system. The three at the back will be hard to break through. The Sporting players know how to cover space. They know how to follow a man. They press, they push, and then they're able to fill up a midfield and supply opportunities for that man, Gyökeres, who's the top, hottest goal scorer in Europe right now.
He's going up against Saliba.
Yeah, Saliba and Gabriel.
And it's a pity Ben White is not there. What I've liked about Arsenal,
He has a
especially
holiday from football. He'll enjoy that.
in recent matches, especially, is the combination that you have between Ben White, Odegaard, and Saka. They actually
on the
make
right,
us.
yeah.
They actually make Arsenal tick, and how Arteta is actually able to switch around his tactics. You've got Nwaneri, who was fantastic over the weekend. I was actually very impressed with Sterling as well.
And Nwaneri was good, eh?
Yeah, that boy is quality.
quality.
Yes.
I won't lie.
You know, so, I mean, for you to be, I think Declan Rice was left on the bench. He did not, Martinelli did not start. So it's yes, I know it's like Champions League and it's a table thing, and Arsenal probably have qualified already for the
Next round.
Yes,
yeah.
for the next
or
round.
at the very least, the playoff.
Yeah. So I think for a team like Sporting, they will have more of a statement to make, because
The
they
departure.
they want to prove that yes,
Yes.
we've lost Ruben,
Yes.
but we are still Sporting.
Yes.
Yeah, the walls are not falling.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with
Definitely.
Or the roof is not leaking.
Okay, that's true.
Well,
Okay,
he went to the roof that is leaking.
Seeing as we've got a little bit of a wrap up there on the Champions League, let's head back to some of the cool promotions happening on the Betway app. Are you steering? Pick a
Are you
string.
alright, friend?
Steering.
Oh, steering. Okay.
Yeah.
No, not the one to drive a car.
Steering chung.
Van Damme.
Precisely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
Starring. Yes.
You can pick a string of weekly Betway Premiership winners and be the last fan standing, all for a chance at 250,000 Rand. All you need to do is click enter here on the promo before the 26th of November. So pretty much your last chance here. Today. So please enter this promotion now. Be the last fan standing. Select your Betway Premiership winners prior to the start of each game week, and winners will proceed to the next game week while losers are eliminated. The last remaining winner will take home 250,000 Rand. Terms and conditions apply. Betway, get way more. Speaking of getting way more,
So it's 300. It's 300,000. It's the 50,000
from
the 200.
yeah, but it's 50,000 every week, Baba.
Hey, December is going to be nice. Eh?
Don't forget us, my friend.
So, Tsepi, darling.
Yes, no.
Let's go around the world with Tsepi Worldwide, brought to you by Betway and the Aviator game. Betway, get way more.
Okay, so I do have a couple of stories. This one might not even require a comment, but I'm just going to read it out to you guys and then you can just decide. The title says, ex-international blames Olise and Westerhof for costing Nigeria the 1994 World Cup victory. It says here that a former Nigerian international, his name is Ameka Azuego, has accused manager Clemens Westerhof and midfielder Sunday Olisen. Gosh, those names.
Sunday Olise.
Sunday Olise.
You know him, right?
Was he not a captain?
I think he was captain. It's the 94 World Cup.
Yes, there we go. So it says that he has been accused. He accused him as well as Westerhof and Olisen of sabotaging Nigeria's chances of winning the 1994 FIFA World Cup. It says here, Azuego claims that Westerhof played players he wanted to sell and Olise failed to follow instructions to man mark Roberto Baggio. So it seems as though there was some type of sabotage there. There must have been a couple of envelopes and probably the color was
Sense of
brown.
entitlement. There was no way Nigeria was going to win the 94 World Cup. There was far too much quality. The Italy side was mint.
But you were there.
And Claudio
yeah.
Taffarel was goalkeeper for Brazil, if I recall correctly, right?
Who was goalkeeper for Brazil in 94?
Claudio Taffarel, was it not?
Yes, it was Taffarel. You're right, yes.
I remember that penalty shootout well,
Yes.
even though I was 6 years old.
Yes. I was
Photographic memory.
I was playing.
Okay,
Yeah, but you
Dad.
just need to remember that Baggio penalty
Yes.
miss, and that's
Aye,
everything.
that one. Hey.
I mean, there were
USA 94 World Cup.
Argentina were favorites. Even Colombia were favorites.
Wasn't South America
Colombia-
the faves at that
Yeah.
point?
There was
Brazil, Colombia,
Yeah, South
Argentina
America,
were
yeah.
when
big.
Smang Mang died. What's his name?
That was exactly that tournament, right?
number
After
two.
a penalty
He
miss.
scored. No.
The own
He
goal.
scored an own
An
goal.
own goal,
Yes.
that's
Scored
right.
an own goal and then
What's
was
his face?
assassinated.
The number two.
Pablo.
He was kept. It's not Pablo.
Who?
But
Escobar?
But
I'm
he is
joking.
Escobar.
Is it Escobar?
Yes, just not Pablo.
Yeah.
But there's no way Nigeria were going to win the World Cup. I'm sorry.
No.
So why would he do that? So
Sense
much
For
of
later?
attention
entitlement.
now.
Yeah, attention.
It's
Clout.
been
Ask Super
It's
Sub,
been
he will
30
tell you
years.
About
his favorite
Nigerians.
peoples.
Me, I know nothing about Nigerians.
Okay.
It's been 30 years. This is a person looking for attention now.
Yeah,
We're
it
talking
has.
about it.
There's a
I
child
mean-
who was
30 years
born,
ago.
who went to school.
Me.
They are working now.
I am.
And why?
I'm literally on the mic.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah, that
Let it
child.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Shout
now?
it
Tin
out.
swallow. Yes.
Why did we not hear about this in 95?
Or hear about it in 2000 or in 2010.
When Facebook was first invented, make a post.
Exactly.
MySpace. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Technology
30
was not
years.
even that advanced. There was no YouTube.
Nah,
Come on.
no one even thought of anything like YouTube back then.
So it's just like somebody
Aye.
just crying for attention.
Okay, something that I also picked up.
Salah came out and he said, the club have not said anything to me, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's not concerning.
Would you say? Oh, sorry. Go for it.
No, friend, I'm asking a question. Is that not concerning?
Concerning what? What's concerning?
Is it not concerning
that he hasn't had a contract?
Precisely. I read an article. I'm not sure who the writer was, and they were somehow leaning towards the club because I mean he is at an advanced age, and I'm talking about football years, right? And they were saying that maybe the club is trying to figure out how to go about his contract. He's not young anymore. Obviously, he's exceptionally talented, but what do they do with him? What are the risks? Are they trying to bring someone in, kind of change up things a
It's
bit?
a conversation that we were having earlier
Oh,
on
is
with
it?
Super Sub, where we were alluding to the fact that you get rid of Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Who are you going to replace him with?
There we
You
go.
get rid of Salah. Who are you going to replace him with?
And also, Salah is only 32, guys.
Yes.
You still have like
2-3 years.
3 years. And it's surprising that they haven't offered him a contract. But it's unlike Salah to go into the media and say such things. You know, I think it's him trying to push to get that contract,
But remember, he almost went to the Saudi League were looking for him. Big money was over
But
to
that's
Liverpool.
where players go to die. I don't think he's at that dying stage per se.
They don't die.
Depart.
They retire.
Oh, sorry,
Yes.
retire.
Because otherwise we wouldn't have Cristiano Ronaldo. right?
Still scoring goals.
Of course, of course.
So I think from him saying that, look, I don't know the club, haven't said anything.
I think he's crying for that contract, Len.
He looks like he's a scouser at heart. He loves Liverpool. He wants to see them doing well. They are doing well right
Also,
now.
he is also doing well, and also I think as a player, when you are at a good club and it's working out for you, and they're not saying anything.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yes.
One question. And first of all, thank you very much, Ballers. Apologies for the technical issues. Thanks for bringing it to my attention.
That's
I
why we've
hope
got
we do-
Ballers,
Yeah,
man.
That's
we
why
love
we
him to
got
bits.
Ballers.
I'm sure it was Gift Real Jew who spotted the problem.
He is one of
Marco Berry's
Dido,
Dido.
Oh, Dido.
Semi Bubape,
Semi as well. Yes.
King, all of you guys. Love you very
I
much.
love those
Thank
guys,
you so much.
man.
Would you have preferred for Kevin De Bruyne to leave one season earlier, to leave on a high?
I'll say yes, right?
Just in terms of how it sits with fans eventually, and how it sits with him, and how you just perceive him at the end of this. If he left last season,
I wouldn't have been hard sore because I think injuries did not help him, and I think he's on a very high salary, and then him leaving, it opens up a gap to get like another quality younger version of
So you
Kevin
can
De
replace
Bruyne.
De Bruyne, but you can't replace a Haaland.
no, Haaland's too young. He's still in
Yeah,
his
like-
prime. He's
Oh,
going to have
okay.
better
It's-
seasons.
oh, yeah.
I think
Okay.
De Bruyne,
Okay.
Only 22.
De
Okay.
Bruyne hit his peak,
Okay.
right? We're not going to see De Bruyne again
And
in
Haaland
the
is not a hospital.
22-23 season.
Yeah, I just
right?
wanted to just
Kevin De Bruyne will never
understand
have
the-
22-23 season again.
Yes.
Okay.
Never again. That's done.
Yeah.
But now, on the contrary, it seems like with Mo Salah, he's getting better with age.
No, Salah's having
wine?
his season, but when does that end?
Look, for me, it's if you look at him now, mobility-wise, he's not as fast as he was.
Naturally.
seasons.
That's why he's crossing a lot.
Yes, but vision, creativity, the goals that he's getting.
Intelligence.
I mean, if you had to take away the goals that he scored, Liverpool would not be sitting top of the log.
His goal contributions
Yes.
in general, not
Yes.
even goals scored, right? His
'Cause his
goals
assist
and
is very
assists,
high.
Yes.
very high, right?
Compared to
he's-
other seasons.
He's got 16
I
goal
don't you
contributions
think that
already.
it's also intentional on his part to make sure that he plays a part in assisting because he knows he does not probably have the ability to
I
be.
think he's just playing ball.
Oh,
You
he's just
know,
that
it's
guy.
he just knows when to pass, when to shoot.
Ah.
And I think
Sadio Mane is no longer there.
yeah, and with age comes wisdom. When Mane was there, when Bobby Firmino was there was the mentality that a lot of fans had that Mo Salah is a selfish player.
He was a selfish player.
You're young and stupid, right?
So I think Salah.
Walal.
Sorry, I'm just reading some comments. King saying Salah still has 5 to 6 seasons in top flight football.
6.
Interesting opinion. That's a lot.
6.
That's
Yeah,
ambitious.
in Saudi,
38.
the last
That's
three.
So this-
ambitious.
the last three
and
in
he does
Saudi.
not have the physique. Neither does he probably have
Oh, look, the
the,
physique is
the
not-
health
the
of
physique is in
Ronaldo.
shape.
Fucked up.
No, guys,
Yeah,
but he
he's in
doesn't
shape.
have the physique and the health that Ronaldo has.
Have you
to
seen
do
him?
Probably
what
the
he
same.
does at Ronaldo?
I know.
Have you seen him?
You
seen
think
Mo
Salah has it like
Yeah.
Ronaldo, guys?
He has bulk. Have you seen what
Hold
Salah
up, you
looks
guys.
like?
You saying to me
Yes.
that Ronaldo, Cristiano CR7 CR cry, and Mo Salah like this head to head. So you think that...
You're talking about physique, right?
Hold up, yes. I'm saying...
Pull it up.
Would you say...
You got the
okay,
internet there. Pull it up.
Hold up. I'm asking. No, this is an objective. I'm sorry. A subjective question. You saying that Salah, if you can anticipate him at 38, if this guy says he's got 5 seasons, you anticipate him at 38 being as ripped and as strong and as energetic and performing optimally the same way the CR7 is.
Can I tell you why?
Tell me.
He's Arab.
What does that mean?
He lives a clean lifestyle.
He lives a clean lifestyle.
drink,
Doesn't drink. They don't eat They don't eat like all the junk and all of that.
So what about genetics?
That helps
There's
a
also
lot.
genetics as well.
He
grew
looks-
up in the pyramids.
No. I
And he's
I
got the
agree.
mummies.
I think that Salah is
Could
one of
play
the players.
next 100 years.
Salah is one of the players that he can replicate top form for a longer time.
Yes.
But
Disciplined.
I would have a concern that do Liverpool fans want to see him patter out, or do they want to remember him at the very top?
And bow.
And
out,
I
yeah.
think Salah, one more season. I'd renew another season.
I'd give him 2.
Yeah, I'll give him 2. 1 with an option to renew.
And
Because players like this can just dwindle in the next season, you know.
That's the thing. That's why I
not to-
brought up De Bruyne, because he's the example that sticks to my head, is that De Bruyne should have left.
so,
I mean, this was happening with Zwane at Sundowns, right? They gave him 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but he's
usually the
injured.
case after 32,
That's-
33.
yeah.
Get 1 with an option to renew. If you do well in that one,
And they're like,
they
bye.
renew.
Yes.
look, for
If
me,
you're at Chiefs, they cut the salary.
and they send you to the boardroom and they give you a makarap.
Closing thoughts for Len Moleko. Closing thoughts. Babungile asking, any thought from Len about being behind Chelsea on the log table so far?
I want to hear this.
Is Arsenal behind Chelsea?
Yeah, but
Yes.
on goal difference.
On goal difference only.
Yeah, but
level on
Chelsea's
points.
leading.
Level
Chelsea's third, Arsenal's fourth.
Yep.
Sure.
And they're both on
wouldn't
the
have
same amount of
imagined.
matches, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Look, to my surprise, Chelsea has
Surprise?
done well.
It's actually goals scored, not even goal difference, matching on goal difference as well.
Yeah, Chelsea has done well. To my surprise, I thought with everything that was happening in the boardroom, with the 20 million players that they had, I thought they were going to struggle. But Maresca
As
Maresca came through,
And
he
in-
even got his predecessor fired.
That's what I was going to say. Inversely, Leicester
Yes.
not doing very well.
Exactly. But then again,
But I
with
feel
Leicester,
for that guy, man.
but with Leicester, Steve Cooper as well.
Talking about
Steve,
friend.
when
We're
you,
talking about
when you
playing
look at
friend.
Steve
Oh,
Cooper,
wow.
like when you look at his face, he just have that sad face, man.
But also with
Why
Leicester,
am I always managing teams at the bottom of the league?
Why always me?
Why do I always have the smallest transfer budget in the league?
You must be friends
Poor
with Pep.
Steve, man.
with Steve, and unfortunately, he went into a club that I think they panic signed him because they had just lost Maresca.
Last minute.
Leicester is
They
the
were
same.
on the brink of PSR. So there was a lot of problems that were happening in the background, and things were done hastily to just try get the season going. And fortunately for them, they were able to use a loophole, and that's why they escaped
PSR.
charge.
PSR and charges and
Yeah.
stuff from the Premier League. But for them now, then the question becomes, okay, are you now gonna go cry and find Graham Potter, of which you could have done at the
Sam.
start of the season, but then you were not sure
Did not
because
have that option at that time.
Yes,
PSR
Big Sam now.
Big Sam only comes when there's 10 games left.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I mean, we've seen it. With,
So, thoughts, Chelsea.
I'm
Quick
very,
one.
very impressed with Chelsea.
I agree.
I think they look like a solid top 4 contender.
Some of the flops from
I
last
said
season
this at
have
the
finally
beginning of
come
the
in.
season,
Yes.
guys.
And I look, if you look at it with
Nicholas Jackson.
He's a different player.
Yeah.
he now knows net for some odd reason.
And he's confident. You know what I saw? I saw a video of him. You know how you have these videos when they walk into training and he was wearing his African regalia. That's a clear indication of his confidence and he's in a good space. And I like that for him.
So Chelsea, I'm very impressed. I swallow my words from the start of the season.
Good.
Only a fool does not know how to apologize.
Yeah.
Or what did Hugo Bruce say? Or change his mind. Only a foolish man does not change his mind. Or how does that phrase go?
Well,
it's
tell
something
us.
from
Yeah.
Hugo Bruce. Yes. Chelsea.
A wise man always changes his mind.
Yes.
Good.
Chelsea solid contenders for top
Good.
4. We know Angeball comes and goes.
Yeah.
You never know what you get
No,
with
it's
that.
vibes.
Can we then give props to
If-
Maresca because he
Yes.
has had the worst scrutiny.
Well, to be fair, Poch had them cooking at the end of last season.
No, fair point.
And I thought, but the only reason I was critical of Chelsea before the season started is I thought it was a terrible decision to fire Poch. But it's paid off. They're
Yeah.
playing good football. They're
like-
looking good. I don't know if they would have been this good under Poch. I don't know how long it would have been sustainable under Poch. It's been a good move. They're doing very well.
Assembled what looks like a good squad.
Yes.
And you get the likes of Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson not playing in the Conference League during the week, and that change in personnel whereby you see that there's
There's
ambitions.
planning there in the back.
There's ambitions to return to Champions League football, and that is why they're consistently doing so well. I mean, Chelsea is a point behind Man City.
Yeah.
We're not going to say that
It's
at the start
unheard
of the
of.
season.
No. They've done very well. Cole Palmer's been a revelation. I think the only player that I'm still disappointed in is Mudryk. I think that he's not.
He's
not
the only
hit
one who hasn't come to the party.
Yeah, he's the only one that the expectations were high, and he's not been terrific in English football.
Are
I
we
think
gonna talk
Arsenal
about-
will feel happy that he selected Chelsea over them.
They dodged the bullet.
I want to finish off soon. I want to
Can
finish
we say
off.
congrats to Spurs?
It's
We've
tremendous,
already-
but
it's
we're
Angeball, it's vibes.
Angeball's vibes.
Yeah.
Mara,
Fantastic.
can we say congrats, you
Yeah.
guys?
Congratulations,
Because last
Angeball.
week we were just like, oh, he's there for vibes. He's done something great, you
Yeah,
guys.
but
Yeah,
There
but next
was
week they'll
vibes.
lose again. Madison won't
But
be on
still,
fire next
you
week.
guys.
It will happen. He's there for
Look,
vibes.
like your Spurs, your Brightons, your Bournemouths.
Even Newcastle, I mean,
They have a tendency of performing well against the traditional
big
top
boys,
6 teams,
yeah.
but then go and lose against a Leicester or an Ipswich.
of course. But they did something great. Let's not just downplay
Congratulations to Spurs.
that. Yep.
Letty, I apologize if you think that Cole Palmer is overrated, and I think that he's the key player for Chelsea, but I do think that there's a lot of players playing well. So I apologize if I made it seem like he's the only reason Chelsea are doing well, but I do think that he's the star player.
Facts.
And I think
He's the cog in that machine.
he's without him, they certainly wouldn't be where
Look,
they are, but they'd still be doing well.
Bar backline, bar goalkeeper, Chelsea actually have a very decent squad.
I
They
think
do.
Robert Sanchez is the only weak link,
Yes.
really.
And they have
in the-
excellent leadership, guys.
And I'm surprised that they have a goalkeeper out on loan elsewhere in the Premier League who I think is a much better option for them. But I don't know. That personality of when he's like, I'm not coming off the field, what, I think that would also maybe sway me. But he's a
Vibes.
better goalkeeper.
Oh, speaking of goalkeepers, I must
Bafana?
No. I must give a big shout out to Vicario. He was excellent against City.
Yeah,
He's
'cause I
proved
mean,
a great goalkeeper. And it was,
first half,
Hugo
City
Lloris
was
is,
all over them,
Yes.
Hugo Lloris is a difficult man to follow. And he's done well, Vicario. He's
Yes.
been tremendous.
Yes. So big ups to him.
Yeah,
That's
agreed.
For me, if we moment of the weekend,
sorry.
I would say Vicario and his performance against City was my moment of the weekend.
Letty, I misunderstood you.
Yes,
My apologies.
but another keeper who also did great things, I believe, is the keeper of MacG.
Yeah,
who won
we've
man
been
of the
singing
match.
his chip as theirs.
Yes.
We've been
We've been
cheap as-
singing
Yes.
his praises.
Yes.
Akira, you didn't want to join us on
No,
Saturday.
you guys.
4 man
I
of the
was, like,
matches
going
in
through a lot.
4 fixtures.
I was
Yeah.
not even in Joburg.
King.
400,000.
Yeah.
So, quick one, Super Sub. If you were a defender at MacG
yes.
and your goalkeeper won 4 Man of the Match awards, obviously he gets 400K.
Yeah.
I'd date him. Yeah, what?
Would you be like, Chief, 2,000? Akira Lena was defending to
2,000?
help you keep a clean
There's,
sheet.
there's match bonuses to compensate for that. It's
But
there's
we
one
know.
not
but we
everybody's
know.
like Sipombule where he shed the man of the match.
But you know
winnings with
that's
the
a
team.
conversation.
And many of
happening
them
at
do
Boxers
that,
It's
eh?
this
got a,
week.
it's got a,
Probably.
It's a conversation.
but they will understand. They should understand. Chipazeze has got an entire village to feed in Zimbabwe. There. That 400,000 is gonna go a long way.
What?
Okay, speaking of going a long way, I want to finish off on candidates for Leicester. Graham Potter is one of the main candidates.
Yes.
He's the favorite currently to take over as Leicester boss.
Naturally.
Ruud van Nistelrooy has done himself big favors in how Man United played under him.
Yes.
Because even with Ruben Amorim coming in, I think that complicated Ten Hag ball, whatever, stoop back into the players now under Ruben Amorim's first game. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like a technical manager who wants things done in a certain way. But the players look confused. They don't just play their way. And Man United look worse when the players have more to do than if you just let them out there, go have fun, play ball, and then they look better.
Do they
like
have ADHD?
No, I think that they're not capable of the complicated system until they get used to it. And I don't think Ten Hag, I don't think the players ever got it. And you have to hope or expect or think that the players will get it under Ruben Amorim. He's also more of a arm over the shoulder of a player type of manager.
Boy.
Ten Hag was bad at man management.
I'm not your dad.
Stone cold, right?
Yeah.
So he wasn't well liked. Whereas I think players will work hard to achieve Ruben's vision.
Of course.
And they'll believe in it more.
Do you
so
believe
I think
that,
it can happen.
Marco?
Process.
I think it can happen. We can't see the future.
Yes, but I mean,
But I think-
speculate. I mean, remember, like he says, you throw a bit of an aspersion there, and this is you speaking in a place of faith. I mean, we've seen you distraught, really.
No,
You
no,
keep
but
it
we
together,
But we
but-
knew Ten Hag wasn't going to work. We said that.
Yes, my
we've said
darling.
for a long
I'm
time.
asking, what do you see?
We'll
do you
see in 2 years.
Do you see
I think-
this is a tunnel? Do you see like a dot there of light?
No, we'll see in 2 years. We've seen one game. We'll see in 2 years.
The tunnel has just been entered. You can't
Yeah.
already
Yes,
see
there at the end.
I agree. But let's speak
Okay.
about Leicester because I want to wrap up.
Okay.
I see some comments here. Rude to Leicester. David Moyes to Leicester.
Moyes.
Moyes could be a candidate.
He could be a candidate. He's got the most experience in the
Moyes.
league.
Eric Ten Hag, I don't think Leicester can afford him.
No.
Where's
no.
Ten Hag
He won't
probably
come
going
back
to
to
end
England.
up, by the way?
Yeah, back in Dutch football.
You think?
Yeah, he'll be back in
Maleko?
Dutch football. Back at Ajax soon,
Yeah, I
maybe
think-
something
yeah, I
along
think
those
he's
lines.
going to return to
Super
the
Sub?
Eredivisie.
Where do you
Yeah.
think is going to end up?
FC20
Super
or Ajax,
Maybe Austria or somewhere.
maybe
Austria,
Bundesliga.
Bundesliga,
Yeah,
Austria, there.
that side.
But he will take a break from E EP.
He'll take a break.
It's
he'll
been
be
a
back.
lot. It's in flames.
I think for me, it's between Moyes. It's Moisey and
Potter.
Potter?
Potter. It's
yeah.
Moisey
But-
and Potter.
But
What about Nistelrooy? No?
well, I don't think that he's actually
fresh
considered, but
coming
he's
from-
done himself a lot of favors. And would you be shocked to see Ruud van Nistelrooy as Leicester manager by the time
I would
Christmas
not.
rolls around?
That's the
Yes, I would be
thing.
shocked.
I wouldn't.
He looks
I
like
think
he's
it's
too much
burning
of a-
hot.
He's too much of a loyalist to be.
No, he'll take any first team job in the Premier League right now.
Is he a 4? Is he a 4 or 3? 3 or 4? Okay, yes, continue.
Huh?
Is he a 3 or 4? Like for the teams? Yes, friend, continue.
Okay. Anyway.
No, he's a number 9.
Okay. I think for securing staying up in the Premier League, you get a David Moyes. But then again, Moyes could be going back to a West Ham, for instance, because West Ham are not necessarily doing.
But they did well this
but-
past week, and we were not even expecting that.
On Monday night.
Monday
How did
night.
Yeah,
that-
no,
how
just
did that
now.
happen?
Yes.
How did that happen last
Yeah.
night, by the way?
Yes.
How did West Ham win 2-0 at St. James's?
Bruh.
But I don't know if Super Sub, you saw my tweet before the match started. I said West Ham to cause an upset, and they did.
Yeah, they got a very early goal, and then from there on, Newcastle was rattled. They were all over them like
But guys-
like heat rush.
But do you recall? I believe we did predictions last week, and we were adamant, not even adamant,
Nah,
but
I
we
said
were like,
that's-
Newcastle.
I think I used the words free money.
For real?
And speaking of free money, Gabriel Martinelli scores for Arsenal against Sporting. Arsenal lead 1-0 in the Champions League, and that's where we're heading off to right now. Ballers, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Len Moleko.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Tepi
Welcome,
Worldwide.
darling.
Thank you, Super Sub.
Dango.
Most of all,
Me,
once again, thank you to you, the ballers. Apologies for the technical issue, but thank you for joining us as always. Don't be offside, be on side with us and Betway. Get
Where you
way
get
more.
more.
Dango.
See you at Summer Cup
Summer
Saturday.
Cup
Buy your
Saturday,
tickets,
yeah.
we'll be there. Thank you.
Dango means thank you.
Say hello to the